Yeah, I think the Wukong the Wukong
Leech
stuff's
Seed,
pretty
that
nice
changed.
though.
So for everybody at home that don't know the difference between the prior Leech Seed and now, what's the biggest difference for this Tree Protector?
So the Leech Seed has gone back to what it used to be, effectively, so that you now get the healing to your allies as well when you cast it, which is really nice. Like, it does a lot more damage than it used to, I'm pretty sure. But it does have a huge mana cost still. So if you take it at level 2 and you work with Nature's Grasp and Leech Seed, you can have some mana issues. He's just punching crit though at the moment with this Boots First build.
Yeah, moving fast enough when you hit for 91, wouldn't you? Hitting for a whole bunch of damage. Bramble Maze lay it down. And Rocket Flare level 1 for Saberlight on this Clockwork.
Yeah, that's fine. You tend to take that skill early on just so you can secure the range creep.
Yeah.
Especially because there's not really any kill potential in this lane. There's no point in taking cogs. You're seeing that with this Quelling Blade that you went for, they're just cutting all the trees down. Love it.
That is what you sound like.
I hate that voice line so much. I don't know if they can hear it or not, the viewers, but... Dear Lord.
Yeah, it's I think that's OG's favorite voice line as of right now.
No, they're all about the Napa, whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
You're not
Yeah,
friends with
that
me,
one as
are
well.
you?
They were spamming both yesterday quite a bit.
Are more people going to catch on to the voice line meta game from OG?
Era in trouble. Spectral Dagger thrown out, but Era very via the decay. I'll just change your attention over to this Spectre for a moment. And then over mid, Supreme just throwing out that balanced strike. He's actually got quite a bit of an experience lead over FM for the moment.
Yeah, it's not just the experience, it's the gold as well. Like, look at the difference. He's 17-6 on the Monkey King to the 9-0 of Ember. This Monkey's doing a really good job. He's like a whole level ahead almost. Oh, sorry, he's not, about half a level ahead.
Stun comes out again. Era in trouble, but DM with a soul rip. He'll fall and save. He's trying to trade here. Gets the stun, kills off the Undying. Charlie can't get the return kill, so at least save gets something out of that.
But it feels like the same as last game, right? Where the Undying dies, but it doesn't matter because, like Charlie was doing on his PA last game, he's not dying. Like, he's not under threat here at all. This Undying just secures the lane for him.
And I think Living Armor had been used.
Yeah, I think he's been using it on FN like constantly, pretty much.
So yeah, there was no way to get that save.
I wouldn't be surprised to see FN like just go to the jungle soon, potentially. He's only level 4, Supreme's just hit level 5. Over half a level ahead now.
He's getting beat up. He is really getting beat up.
4-minute rune spawns.
Charlie getting hit with that stun. Gush comes in. No, followed up with Dragon Slave. They're doing a lot of damage here on a Charlie, forcing him back. Undying had stepped out for just a moment, but you've got 6 tangos, or now 5 tangos, available for Spectre. And Era again now hit with the stun. Do they have the damage? Yes, they do. So this time, that death doesn't turn into anything of bearing. 4 ninjas in pajamas. They get the kill on the Undying for Virtus Pro Prodigy. That looks and feels pretty good. Meanwhile, top though, they will try to kill off Ein. They will do so, but they lose Saberlight just for that kill onto the 5-position Treant.
That's not good as well because Saberlight has no TP now because he used it to try and get back to base. But unfortunately now, he's not going to have TP to get back to lane. So his level 6 is going to be a lot more delayed than it should have been, potentially. But Crit is going to be able to leech up the 6p. He's going to love that.
Dire's bottom tower
Certainly
is under attack.
will enjoy that. Is over bottom once again. Charlie, one more shot. Save, gets the kill. Lands the stun onto the Undying, and this lane, for a moment, looked okay, but It's falling apart very quickly.
Yeah, you can see why they valued this Lina so much against the Undying, though, right? Like this constant poke damage coming through is really difficult for them to deal with, especially now they've got the levels online, and that's why they banned it in game 1 on ninjas. In game 2, sorry.
I think they actually had it game 1.
Yeah, true.
And it was played over mid, but it's already done more here in the 4 position than the Lina did over mid in that first game.
I thought
trying to save.
Ember was going to use the glyph there in the middle lane to try and stop the Monkey King from healing up with his Jingu, but on the Boundless.
FN, he's you know, behind by quite a bit of CS. At least he's coming back somewhat in the experience direction.
Yeah, he's about top lane. He's on an epileptic kid.
They're at least going to try. Curse Crown used, but that pushes him away with a COG. So Doppelganger out of this lockdown. Epileptic kid getting pressured, but not really in all that much trouble. Meanwhile, stun hits again here on a Charlie. So that with the Gush, they're going to continue just lay the smackdown on him.
I still think
this has not been fun.
I still think Nip need to be further ahead in their lanes than they are at the moment, though. Like, obviously this Monkey King's doing really well against the Ember, but it's to be expected. And now he's left the mid lane. Like, FN's able to just catch up here. He's going to push the lane out really quickly. Like, with the Flame Guard, just go back to the jungle, try and catch up. And Supreme's just wasted, like, 30 seconds of his game. Which, when we talk about them needing to play the early game really efficiently and well, is not a good thing.
Dying taking a lot of damage here. TP bottom from Saberlight. Hookshot coming through, saving some trouble. Dragon Slave stun hits on 2. Battery Assault gets some distance, but not enough. Save ends up falling. That's a killing spree going the way of Saberlight. However, with that rotation, it does open up some space top for Epileptic Kid.
Yeah, I mean, my problem with that is, yeah, it's your first big hookshot reveal, right? And you kill the position 4. Like, it's not bad, necessarily, but... Oh, Supreme has picked up a haste rune here, though.
Yeah, he'll come up top with it, but he's got to find Epileptic Kid, in which he does. He's come over as well, but Save now TPing towards top, so they're not going to put more pressure on the Epileptic Kid than they have already.
I think this is still really good for FN, though, more than anybody. Like, the fact that he was so far behind, right? And he's just all of a sudden he's back in the game. Like, he's ahead of the Spectre in net worth.
There's DM right now. He's got himself level 6. Ravage available. Only goes 1 into the Gush. Has 3 into the Anchor Smash. Era, though, taking a lot of damage. If DM feels it necessary, maybe throws the Ravage out and they go for a couple of kills here with Save making the rotation. But Save, he's come over, lands the stun. Dragon Slave Decay keeps him alive a little bit longer, but with FN making the rotation, they've got the cycle. The kill, and the courier for Charlie goes down.
They have Ravage.
It hits on the Supreme. Now they've got the Ravage that also hits Charlie. So Supreme in some trouble. The Boundless Strike hits onto all 3 heroes down towards bottom. They get the cone to save. They look over as now the hookshot hits onto this Tide Hunter. FN looking to now run as everybody is here for Ninjas in Pajamas.
But again, like, it's just space, right? Like, Ninjas they're trying to make things happen, which I applaud. You know, especially after game 1, we talked about how they weren't doing enough, but it feels like they're overcommitting at the moment for things, right?
Yeah, it does feel like they're overcommitting. 5 heroes over for that, but if they can make it work, you know, we won't be singing that tune too much longer. But for right now, I think that's a big commitment to go and bring 5 heroes bottom. Supreme, Boundless Strike, and all of a sudden Monkey King in trouble. trouble.
Dyer's
Anchor
bottom
smash
tower
once
is under
again.
He has
Just
living
needs to be
armor,
able to
though,
land a gush. It's on cooldown. Supreme. He ends up getting away. FN now being turned on. Cursed Crown avoided. It's not going to matter. Overgrowth comes through. Laguna Blade thrown at Saberlight. They'll get the kill onto the Clockwork. Damage though onto Ein is enough to get the kill.
Radiant
I don't know where that right
structures are
click came from through the air there. Was it a dagger or
Yeah,
what?
that was
weird.
odd. It came from like top.
So the big thing though for Nip is that they've survived the first Ravage right down in the spot lane before, which is huge. Like they didn't get a huge amount from it on VPP.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They just need to keep farming on their Ember, keep farming on their PL. But for Nip, at least the Spectre's having a relatively good time. Like he has this Treads Drums now, going back for that Radiance, which against the PL, definitely going to be the item choice to go for.
Epileptic in the jungle is only 200 gold behind this Monkey King.
Hook
Hook
shot.
shot comes through on a DM. DM, no Ravage for 25 seconds. LSA out from save. Epileptic Kids made the rotation over, and they're going to commit the haunt. So they get the gun to DM. Will they jaunt forward, look at it, save, or Epileptic Kid? No, they will not. And
Radiant's
Spectre
bottom tower is under
back
attack.
towards top.
Again, good kill, but 5 heroes. So
Radiant's middle tower
at the same
is
time,
under
they are
attack.
still farming on VPP. Oh, just dodges the Terrorize on FN. Really well played from him. Crit's not happy. As much as the laugh tells you otherwise.
No.
It's all a facade.
No, they're not killing us.
Regen Rune, Remnant set back just in case FN gets in a little bit of trouble. They'll bring the Monkey King over, and the Jingus start to stack. But there's the sight, and FN gets the kill. Oh, wow, okay.
Dyer's middle
We
tower
know which
is
Master
under
Hero
attack.
wins now. Which Master Tier hero.
Jesus.
Ember comes out in front,
Radiant's bottom tower is
and they're just
under
pushing the
attack.
bot Tier 1 in the meantime now. That's something we haven't talked about, actually. The NIP lineup, as much as they, like, can do really well in these early team fights with the magic damage they have with, like, the Clockwork and the Dark Willow and things, they don't push buildings very well. So, like,
Radiant's
especially when you're
bottom
playing up
tower
against this
is
Trio
under
Protector,
attack.
how are you supposed to ever take towers? Like, he's put 4
Radiant's
points in living
bottom
armor by
tower
level
has
7.
fallen.
So, where is the threat coming from? Like, how are they supposed to take control of the map?
And that's something we talked about back when we were seeing Treant more and more. Like, if you don't commit to get these towers, they're just going to be healed up.
Yeah,
Look at the top tier 1. It's almost back to full health.
There's a
Radiant's
defusal on
bottom
PL now
tower
as
is
well.
under attack.
Like,
Dyer's middle
he can actually
tower
join in
is
in
under
fights if he
attack.
really wants to now at this point.
FN. Slight, and that slight hits, so they actually... I think there's enemy vision, but there's no ward there. Doppelganger forward, looks over at Era, Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, and they'll get the kill there onto this Undying.
Free Tombstone Gold as well for the... I think it went to the Tide there. And this is what I mean, like, it
Tier
get,
1.
but it hits this point in the game where they have Ravage and Overgrowth.
Are fortified.
And how are they supposed to fight into this on Nip? It feels really difficult. Let's see what they can do.
Saberblade, throws down the cogs already. DM taking a lot of damage, forces out the Ravage. Ravage hits on everybody. The Laguna Blade comes on to Supreme. Supreme low, balance strike, and won't survive. Saberlight hook shots, but it doesn't get him anything. They get the
And
kill on the
Spectre's in
Clockwork. They
trouble
look
as well.
over at the Spectre. Spectre's surrounded by 4 of these heroes. They'll get the kill onto the Spectre eventually. And, well, Charlie will die. They'll look for more Era chasing Ein. It's not going to matter. There's the Searing Chains, and the damage from the Anchor Smash from DM is the finishing blow. 4 for nil. And they've got so much out of this exchange. All of a sudden, it's a 3k net worth lead.
The DM did a really good job there of just positioning himself between the other team and the rest of his team. He's like, if you want to go on us, you're going to have to go through me first. And they start just trying to pump away at him, but he pops the Ravage. And what's the answer? Like, the Monkey King just dies instantly. He doesn't even have Wukong's leveled up at the moment, so they can't even try to fight around that.
Balance strike, Cursed Crown, FN
Oh no!
does not avoid it this time, and survives. At least for now.
Living Armor's a pretty good spell, huh?
Haunt committed. Oh, they still can't get him. Ay, 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 ay.
That sums up this game so far for them, unfortunately, I think.
God.
So close, yet so far. Kai's TP top here. Hookshot missed as well.
Overgrowth in 10, Ravage in a minute.
But it's the same thing, they just want to defend their towers because they don't want to give Nip anything. Like, if Nip ever take a tower this game, I'll be really impressed. It has to come off the back of a massive teamfight win, which we've already said is really difficult for them.
Smoke from Ninjas of Pajamas. 4 heroes smoked up on this. It's 4 heroes smoked up. They don't have Haunt. So Charlie won't be joining in the fight unless he's close by.
They need to just keep getting this farm up on the Spectre. Like, when he gets his Radiance online, maybe they can try and fight around that. Like, between that and the Wukongs. But until the BKBs come out for, like, the Monkey King and maybe whoever else, this Ravage is always going to be a massive threat. Smoke gets nothing, unfortunately.
Meteor Hammer here for the Treant, who has quite a bit of gold.
And how much does this feel like game one where they're just outscaling them, right?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But, I mean, this time's a bit different because Nip have tried to take fights, but whereas in game one they didn't. They're eyeing up Charlie here.
Commit the Overgrowth. They do have Ravage just in case it's needed. They could actually hold it. Meteor Hammer comes down. They get the gun of the Spectre. They're going to TP and commit. Saberlight just throws a hook shot into the vast abyss.
Middle tower is under attack. Radiant's
Almost
top
like he
tower
set that up.
And look at DM, he's doing the
before he
same thing
finished the
again.
TP.
Like, he wants to put himself between the rest of his team and their team. So he's going to stand between the tier 1 and the tier 2 and just say, if you want to go on us, you've got to go through me.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
That means tier 1 top's gone,
And
tier 1
dying.
mid. That's also been taken out. They get the kill there on Era FM with another, and all of a sudden 6k lead for the side of Virtus Pro Prodigy. Spectre still working on this Radiance. Does there come a point where Charlie just has to give up on the Radiance?
I think he has to, but like if he doesn't go for the end of the game.
All right. I'll go with he doesn't, just because, you know, I don't want to just be like, yeah, he's got it too. Terra is coming through, but Remnant away. They can't line it up. Ninja Pajamas just can't string it together.
FN has played so well this game on the Ember. Like, you have to remember this lane that he had at the start, right? Like, he was 1,000 gold behind at, what, like 7 minutes in? All of a sudden, he's second in net worth. He's 6-1 and 3. Like,
Radiant's courier has been
he's having a great time.
Friends, let us a tool to teach.
Looking over now again at this Spectre Laguna Blade with the Gush. Charlie dead once more. Are you certain?
Your prediction's looking pretty good, Ben. This isn't good.
Middle tower is under
Yeah, I put my 401k on it, so I'm excited to cash out. Supreme just sitting up towards top, trying to push in this bottom tier 1. Meanwhile, they're losing a tier 2 over mid, and you know things are going from bad to worse. They've got Epileptic Kid top of the net worth. He's got himself that Diffuser going into the Manta. Of course, he lost his courier, so you know might be some time. But Ember going Deso FN. He has the gold for it.
It's really good though. Like, he just wants to scale a little bit better. Like, this damage output in the fight with applying the Deso to everybody with Slight is going to be really strong. Just enables the PL a little bit more as well. And I think Era might be in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, Saberlight's going to come over and throw down some cogs.
Oh, FN. He remnants into the cogs and just gets pushed up to the high ground. Very topical because Arteezy was in chat, dude. That's the FN saw him. That was all.
Tier 2 tops getting low. Tier 2 mid, not too low, but pressured nonetheless. They do have Ravage, and Overgrowth is available in just 10 seconds.